Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. Paul Jasson with you. Thank you. And it's another, at least as we begin our taping here at Fairfield Federal downtown, a beautiful day here in Lancaster downtown. So we hope we're kind of moving on from some of these things. Warm weather's been with us for a while, so we keep our fingers crossed that that's where we're headed as we move down here into March and things beyond. We hope we're hopefully beyond the worst in the weather. A couple of good segments on today's show. The second one we'll be talking about, and it's something I think you've heard about before here, and I think we've read about it in the paper too, the world's largest diaper drive. That's going on, and we've got some folks here in town, of course, that are involved in that. And we've had Jo Welsh on before. We're going to talk to her again about that, some updates, and they really got a big deal going on this time. We'll be glad to talk to her about that. First segment, though, is a pleasure to have back with us the mayor of Lancaster, Dave Scheffler. Thank you, David.
Good morning, Paul. Happy to be here.
Always a pleasure to have the mayor on, and as I understand it, today, the 22nd, is actually a historic day in the history of Lancaster.
It is.
Right across the street behind where you just came from.
Yes.
Over here.
125 years ago, on February 22nd, 1897, the cornerstone to the current City Hall was dedicated.
Now, other than we see something from the outside, does that mean there is something inside that was buried?
Yes. Joyce Harvey did an article a few weeks ago about it, and to the best of my knowledge, it's not written down. I don't know what's in there. There are artifacts in there. I think it's a copper cylinder, is what her article said. So we're not going to crack it open.
Sure.
But we are going to do some major, repairs and remodeling of City Hall.
I've heard that's coming.
That's coming. It's been needed for many years. City Hall is a sandstone building, just like the courthouse up on the hill, and the commissioners recently announced a major remodeling and renovation to that building. And the same thing, sandstone shaves off, the weather and stuff. The front of it disappears. There's missing grout in the outside of it. The roof, especially the clock tower, is in bad shape.
125 years, you can imagine what it's been through and seen.
Right. So the windows in my office, there's a thermostat. If it's set on 74, by the door over by my computer, it's 68. So the windows aren't real good insulation. So I wear a sweater in the office, just to stay warm. Over by my
probably
desk.
Stuff runs all the time to keep up.
Yes. So to date we have requests for qualifications submitted from contractors at risk and from architects. And we've narrowed the architects down from 6 submissions to 3. They'll be called in for interviews, and we'll select one. And then that architect will assist in the final selection of a construction manager at risk. So then hopefully by the summer, some work will get started. There'll be a lot of scaffolding to fix the outside, to fix the cracks in the asphalt, probably some new roof put on in some of the sections there. It doesn't look like it from the ground, but there's a lot of flat roof up there on top of the building.
I've never seen one that holds at some point.
Yes, and so over the years, obviously that's deteriorated. If you go up there and look at it, and you actually have to climb out a window in the clock tower to get out on it, which I did once, and because there's no lip or anything, it just goes right over and. So once was enough.
First-hand knowledge here.
Once was enough, yes.
From here on out, somebody else will tell you about it.
That's right. But fortunately, we have some wonderful drone pilots in the police department, for one, and also the gas department, and they've done some close-up drone footage of the outside, which allowed us to examine the faults and the weaknesses and the deteriorations in the building. So we know what we're working with, and it's going to be an expensive project, but it's a great building. It's a wonderful building. Something many people may not realize, unless you're older than I am, that at one time there was a grand auditorium on the upper level of City Hall.
Like
And
where
that-
the library used to be up there, that level, or higher than that?
Higher than that. There
Really?
was no third floor to City Hall. It
All
was
I
an
remember is the
auditorium,
second.
and there was a balcony,
Yeah.
and it was in the 1950s. The auditorium was removed, and the third floor of City Hall was added. And there
Okay.
are some closets and some, I hate to call them secret passages, or someplace nobody uses, that you can actually crawl in and see some of the old seats are still in place in the balcony. And you can see the arches that were the auditorium. So we're not going to restore that.
Sure.
But we're going to upgrade it to a modern building, LED lighting, new windows for better insulation, fix the outside, the clock tower, and the clock will be repaired. It's been well storied that one side of the clock doesn't work because there are teeth in some of the gears missing that run the hands. Three sides are accurate. The bell is always accurate.
Yes. Very impressed with that.
But one side, the hands just hang straight down like it's 6:30 all the time. So
Tell them
part
to
of the-
just not look at that one. Move
part of the-
around, look at the
Part
other.
of the plan is to fix the clock also.
All right.
So all three sides, and probably the antique mechanisms will be replaced by something modern.
And with us, Lancaster Mayor Dave Scheffler, and not only, of course, we're talking about for a few moments there, he kind of updated us on the Cornerstone, which today is the 125th anniversary of the
125
laying of that
years.
Cornerstone. Very cool there. But then in a couple of days, another historic event. Well, maybe not as historic as that, but it'll be the State of the City.
The State of the City.
Perhaps not as historic as the one. This is annually we get to hear this. It'll be your State of the City. How long does it take you to? You have a PowerPoint presentation you
I have
use?
a PowerPoint which I've been working on for several weeks.
I was going to say it takes a while.
Gathering
Data,
information
yeah.
from the departments, deciding what's relevant and what people want to hear.
Sure.
And there's a lot of news, but you can only talk so much and keep people's attention
Yeah,
for so
yeah,
long.
yeah.
So you're gonna kind of edit it down to something,
All right. So I
interesting.
thought having the mayor here with this, we do sort of a mini State of the City. And there's lots of things we could talk about. We'll try to hone in on just a couple. Police and fire
Yes.
is a big deal right now.
Right, especially since the voters passed the tax increase in November of 2020, and our commitment was, it's all dedicated to safety forces, police and fire. So our commitment was to do a number of things there. During mid-2020, our strength got way down in both departments, way below optimal force levels. And basically because we couldn't afford to hire anybody, and we didn't lay anybody off, but just through attrition, the numbers got down. So I'll give you some information. Fire department, we've been very successful at getting to where we want to be. At the beginning of 2021, we had 64 firefighters on staff. We're up to 75 as of the
very
end
good.
of January.
Very good.
So, and we will probably make offers to another 4 or 5 yet this month. Our goal is to get to 84. And the
Would
magic,
that be what you call full strength?
that'd be full strength. And the magic of the 84 is it will allow us to have the 4th staff medic on the street all the time.
Nice.
Now, at the level we're at, 75, the 4th staff medic is staffed part of the time at least, and we're able to, probably for the last, I'm going to say 3 months, we've been able to have that 4th medic available at least some of the time, which cuts down on using the township in mutual aid,
Calling in help.
mutual aid help.
Yeah.
They help us, we help them.
Sure.
But the 4th medic is cross-staffed with the tower, the ladder truck, which is based at Firehouse 1. So if there is a fire, the paramedics that staff that 4th vehicle will operate the tower. So that's a good thing. Police, the police environment is really tough, just because of the national.
A lot going on.
We started out the year at 62. As of the end of February, we'll have 59. Despite the fact that
So I'm not a math major, but I'm going to guess that's probably negative.
Going the wrong direction. Yes. And our ideal staffing for police is 73. So we have hired a number of new officers, but we've had a lot of retirements, and especially early retirements, because they're just fed up with the environment and the negative publicity and the defund the police thing. The Lancaster residents are very supportive of our police. There's no question about that. We don't have
nothing
nothing like the big cities. We're very supportive, but still that mentality permeates a lot of stuff, and it's just tough to hire new police officers. And we've got officers with 25, 30 years of experience retiring, a lot of them early because they can, and we're replacing them with rookies who don't have a lot of experience on the street. So that's a definite negative for us, but we have great training and great standards, and they'll get up to speed pretty quickly. Interestingly, we can't hire for lateral transfer from other cities. It would make sense that if an officer wants to retire early or leave, let's just pick on Columbus, the Columbus Police Department, and they have 10 or 15 years of experience, it would make sense that we can just hire them and put them right to work with 10 or 15 years experience. Unfortunately, that's not the way the civil service rules work.
Shocking.
And they have to come in at the bottom of the rung. We can bring them on temporarily and call it an emergency situation, but eventually they have to go back and take the same test as new hires and go through the whole process. We can keep them on for 6 months. And we've made the legislature and the governor aware of that some rules need to be changed at the state level, so cities like Lancaster can do that easily. So,
well, we've got, I think, a little less than a minute here, maybe a minute to go, and we'll just touch briefly. One thing I wanted to get to was the new water plant. Everything's a buzz about that. It's going to be down there where the old ball diamond used to be.
Football field, right? The football field.
When I was a kid, it was the baseball diamond. The high school, Dick England and the Gales played there back in early days, but had the cement bleachers, all that. But anyway, it's going to move down there, and eventually the current water plant will phase out, and eventually we would have the new one plus the southern water plant.
That's right. It'll take several years. We're in the engineering phase, so I think we're probably about 75% complete on design. The new water plant will be from 6th Avenue south to about 5th Avenue, so it's going to take out the football field and probably one baseball diamond or one softball diamond, but the ball diamonds are moving out to the new Bowers Park
They've
on
got
Wilson
out
Road,
of West Fair,
which should be available and ready to go by 2023.
So it's all coming together.
It's all coming together. The plan's coming together, and hopefully we can also do some major innovative things in Miller Park.
That's great.
So we've got a master plan for that.
The city and the parks can work together and make it all happen. Mike Tharp, good to work for and with. And
Yep. So the existing water plant is technology that's over 100 years old. The new plant will have modern technology, so the quality of the water will be better, equivalent to the South Water Treatment Plant, which has been there about 15 or 20 years now.
So, and we're not going to have any problems with the stanchions moving into the ground and polluting the city. I know we kind of went through a thing. That's just a joke. I didn't. We know how that went on. Anyway.
Thank you.
We won't delve into that. I just wanted to bring it up and get a smile on your face as we talk about that.
Right.
A lot going on. Good luck with the State of the City in a couple of days. Where will that be held?
At the Crossroads.
At the Crossroads. Okay.
Well, yeah, I think it's at the Crossroads.
At the Crossroads. But good event out there. Anybody can attend that. It'd be a lot of fun.
Actually, its reservations are required.
Okay, so they're probably already done.
And they sell out every year.
Oh, it's a well-attended event.
It's a Chamber of Commerce event, so if you want to attend, get with the Chamber of Commerce and get a reservation.
Good luck. Get your PowerPoint finished up. Get everything moved out there and have a great time and a real strong State of the City address. We'll look forward to it.
A lot of good news.
All right. Very good. Lancaster Mayor Dave Scheffler with us. Mini State of the City address here. Appreciate him joining us today on Fairfield Today. We'll be back in just a moment.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area, where the fountain is, and the memorials, and the flags, and all the stuff. And we looked around, and I said, "There's our bank, right there."
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. And the employees are happy here. They're conversant. Customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. I want to thank the mayor. Busy guy, got a lot going on with the State of the City coming up, so we're excited he could take a little time to be with us. We appreciate Mayor Dave Scheffler joining us. And again, as we mentioned before we had the mayor on, second half of the show today, we're going to talk about diapers, and we've got a pretty big event coming up, the world's largest diaper drive. That's pretty exciting, and we've got a local group here that does such a great job. And I think, and a lot of statistics we'll cite today, we understand that. But one of them is that a baby may require up to 12 diapers in a single day. Now, when I was little, perhaps that was what got hung on the line outside. They were cloth diapers. No more, of course, for that. That's been eons ago. I'm just showing my age there by saying that. I'd like to welcome Joe Welsh, the president of the nonprofit group Bottums Up. Congratulations on that. What a ride it's been for 3 years, huh? Maybe 4 years, I don't know.
Well, we're in our 4th year.
In our 4th year. What a ride. I mean, from zero to, how many did you give away your group?
996,000 last year in 2021.
That's just in 4 years. That's just, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm hanging on like this.
Well, that's good. But so your group is comprised of several other agencies like yours in other counties?
No, we actually started Bottoms Up.
Yes.
And we are a diaper bank, is what we're called. And we service 12 counties in Ohio.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Service 12 counties.
Yeah.
That's pretty phenomenal.
And just us.
And they're all contiguous to Fairfield?
Yeah, from Fairfield, Franklin, and then all the way down to the river. We go down to Scioto.
Okay.
Scioto County.
Lot of drive time sometimes, windshield time, taking those down. But I mean,
well, I must confess, I don't do it all. We have volunteers in those other communities that store the diapers that we provide them, and then they pass them out to the community partners in those counties.
So now you've given away, how many last year?
Almost 1 million.
Almost 1 million last year.
996,000.
So now this is the world's largest drive coming up. How big does that have to beat 1 million? I mean,
well,
1 million seems like a lot to me.
That's kind of confusing because last year we did the world's largest diaper drive, and our goal was to collect 250,000, and we collected 360,000. So we blew our goal out. In fact, we stopped counting at 360 because people kept bringing us diapers, and we're like, okay, we got to cut this off sometime. So this year, our goal for World's Largest Diaper Drive is $500,000, and that supplements the diapers that we give out, and then the sizes that we don't get through the diaper drive, we purchase.
Sure.
So we need sponsors, and we need people to do diaper drives, and we contact churches, businesses, schools,
Sure.
and we get people on board. The grade school kids love doing it.
Oh, I can imagine.
And
What
then
a project.
there's always a little competition,
Oh, that's great.
It's so much. It is so fun, and we are literally drinking from the fire hose pretty much for 3 months leading up to this event on May 7th this year.
Well, and it's an event that everybody, I think, can buy into.
Yeah.
Everybody understands. If you're not there now, you were there at one
Right.
point, so you understand.
Right.
And if you could afford it, good for you, but everyone can't. I guess that's the point here. Everyone
Yes.
can't afford
This is true.
all
Yeah.
the diapers that they need for one or more children.
Yes. Yeah, and a lot of people don't probably realize, I didn't. I somehow managed to have diapers for all 5 of my kids, but it was a struggle a lot
Sure.
of times.
Sure.
But a mom will leave a baby in a diaper for 24 hours because she doesn't have diapers. And when I heard that, I was like, oh my goodness, that sounds awful. So that leads to, physically, they could have urinary tract infections, diaper rash.
Sure.
Psychologically, for the baby and the whole household,
Yeah.
to have a crying baby. I think everybody can relate to that sound, right? Crying baby, do something. But it just really, what really brought it home for me was when I heard that a mom has to take all the diapers she needs for the daycare, or she can't leave the child.
Oh.
So, and the daycare has to change the baby's diaper every couple of hours. So at home, you might be able to get away with a few hours. Daycare
But,
is different.
yeah.
And if you can't leave your child, and you can't go to work,
Yeah.
and you're making $10 an hour, I mean, that just puts you farther in the hole.
Yeah.
So we love partnering with daycare centers because knowing that mom can go there and not have to worry about having
Sure.
diapers.
Sure.
So there've been a lot of just wonderful things happen through this ministry. I was a little reluctant, I must admit, when my husband said, "Let's do this." I'm like, okay.
Here we are.
Okay,
Again,
here
be
we
careful
are.
what you wish for. Now, when we talk about all these multiple diapers, how many children, how many families would you estimate? Is there any way of tracking that?
Yes, we do track that. So a 500,000 diapers will help about 20,000 families. So we gave away probably enough diapers to help about 40,000 families.
And I'm going to guess you would say that that's not enough.
It's not.
It's not enough. I mean, that is staggering.
It is.
The numbers.
Yes. And to think we're in 12 counties and we gave away that many. Probably in Franklin we could do, if we had 2 million diapers a year, we could give away 2 million diapers. But we're trying to help as many people as we can in rural Ohio, as you can imagine.
Sure.
People out in, just that live out in the rural areas, maybe don't have a car, don't have access to everything that folks living in an
Multiple trips,
urban.
multiple things.
Yes. So it's, I've learned a lot. I was just staying in my own little bubble.
You were in your lane.
I was.
And Tim got you out of your lane, and now
Always.
you're in the fast lane.
That's his job, I think, to get me out of my
And
lane.
he's good at it. He's good at
Apparently.
it. We've got Joe Welsh, president of Bottums Up, the local nonprofit that does such a fabulous job of raising diapers, or raising money, raising really awareness is a big part of what you do.
Yes.
And again, I think once people become aware of this, I think they're sold.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
once you can tell your story to a church, to a school, to a business, I mean, I
Yeah.
think it'd be pretty hard to say
Yeah.
no to this. It's
Yeah.
not an R or a D thing. It's
Right.
not liberal. It's everybody's in
Yep.
this boat together.
Yeah, and there's no government program that will fund diapers for families.
And I don't know, maybe that's good. I know
Yeah, I know.
you know,
I hate
you
to
get them
say
in
that.
that, you get
Yeah.
them in that, and now you end up with the restrictions. I know Ed Clement, the foundation, he's done everything without government intervention because
Yeah.
it puts so many blinders on
Right.
and restricts you in the things that you, as the president here, would know you need to do.
Right, exactly. And we love the fact that we are a nonprofit.
Absolutely.
All of our donors are private individuals. We do apply for grants, but it's not something where we're not funded by the government
Sure,
either.
sure.
So, which it gives us freedom to help anybody we want.
So this event, this actual event, the world's largest one, you're going to go. That's next month in
That's in
March.
May, May
It's in,
7th.
not March, in May.
May
So it's
7th.
May 7th. So we're just gearing up for that
Yes.
now. We're getting wound up. So you need volunteers
Yes.
and you need sponsors,
Sponsors,
which means dollars.
and folks to do diaper drives
Sure.
in their churches, their schools, their business,
And
their
you
fraternal
you're glad to tell
organizations.
everybody how to organize that, how to get it set up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if anybody now would say, well, I'd be interested, I don't know, I'd like to get some more information, what's the best way to do that? I know you have a website that tells
Yes.
the story.
Yes.
And you've got a good website, which the address
you.
is.
It's bottomsup.life, Life. We also have a world's largest diaperdrive.org
Okay.
that they can go to, and that's where you can sign up, see kind of how we did last year. We've got a ticker, which is it gives me a lot of anxiety when I look how many days are left, and it started ticking down the day after last year's event. So
It's coming.
it is coming.
So when they say the clock is ticking, that's what they mean.
It really is. It really is. But it's all good, and it'll happen.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
No matter what we do, but it is the second time we've done it, and it will come. You know, three things we wanted to do: raise awareness, raise some free diapers for us to give away, and then also to just sustain our organization, through the donations and sponsorships.
Now, is there a phone number they can call you at
Yes.
the office? I know you're on the west side there at Connection
Yes.
West, where they house so many great nonprofits and great businesses there. They do such a great job. I know that's where I see your van there a lot, your beautiful Bottoms Up van. See it parked there. And what's the phone number if somebody would want to call?
And that's my direct line, so
Okay.
740-808-6131.
And you will get the president.
You will get the president.
So it's
That's very lofty.
well,
president.
and you deserve that. With the goals you set, you need somebody in a lofty position
Yeah,
to keep
right.
pushing this. But I know you're more than willing to come out and speak to
Absolutely.
organizations, to speak
Love
to
it.
churches. If somebody says, "Well, we need to get geared up for this. We're going to have to get everybody on board. Can you come talk to us some Saturday morning or something at a men or women's group and go from there?" That's probably how it all begins.
Yes, it is, and I know we already have a Sunday. We're speaking at First Pres, so
Okay.
in April. So yeah, we're happy to go out and,
Oh, that's great.
and talk wherever.
I'm sure the churches are a big part of
Yes, they
once
are.
they get on board.
Yes, they are.
good.
Yeah. It really is amazing. It really has nothing to do with what we're doing.
Well, and
it's. I've never been involved with anything where it just seems to just happen.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's organic.
Yeah.
People hear about it, and you wouldn't even have to contact them. They probably contact. How do I get involved? I'm sure you have a lot of that.
Yeah, and really every partner that we partner with, community partners, food pantries, childcare centers, they've contacted us, and so we have over 70 of those partners, and we made a decision not to go out and try to find more people. Let them come to us and just let it grow organically and slowly, because I did wake up last night thinking, I need more diapers in my Columbus warehouse. I need to move some diapers around today.
And the sweats start to come on as you're laying there thinking you can't go back to
I can't go back to sleep
Yeah, I
now.
get
I
that.
should just get up now.
Well,
and go.
it's Bottom Up Diaper Drive. Joe Welsh, the president, is with us. Wonderful.
Thank
Just in
you.
4 years, it's amazing to see the traction that this has gotten. The things you've been able to accomplish so far, which, to your credit, to Tim, to your organization, your volunteers, everybody, wow, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
So we've got a couple of months here to just keep moving forward, persevere.
Yep.
World's largest
I'll be in a
diaper drive.
puddle like the next day. I'll just be blah.
Well, I understand that day always comes. It always comes. Joe Welsh, good luck on all the
Thank
things
you.
you got going on there.
Thank you.
It's a great thing you're doing.
Thanks, Paul.
And I'm sure you know that too.
Appreciate
so
it.
give Tim our best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Joe Welsh with us with the Bottoms Up Diaper Drive. Thank you for joining us on Fairfield Today. You can find us there on Spectrum TV, where perhaps you're watching now, or on our YouTube channel. You can find us there too. Thanks for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.